You can't fight every battle at once. This episode is about choosing your battles. Instead of a massive build or a huge transformation, I'm slowing things down and taking a step back. Spending some time on this island, working on a few smaller builds, and doing some quieter, idle tasks like mining, just to reset a bit. Nothing intense, just steady progress, one piece at a time. Hello. It's been a few days, but I finished the build and I also added a bit more detail to the path. So first I'll show you this. I kind of wanted to look like one of the spikes had been cut and it was kind of looks like a little bit of an overhanging cliff just because it didn't really match the vibe of like it looked like default terrain, which it kind of was. So I wanted to just make it kind of block out the cathedral as you come in, and then you get to see the cathedral itself. But yeah, let's talk about the cathedral. It is mostly finished. Here it is. Again, I wanted to go for a different block palette to this. I wanted it to stand out because if you fly from afar, you see how it sticks out quite a lot. I think it's very complementary. Obviously, I like the bamboo. I like using bamboo. The roof, I used mud blocks and deep slate. I think they go together quite well. They're quite dark colors. And then obviously I use concrete powder just for a little bit of texture, calcite, diorite. Here, bamboo, some arm statues, some clay pots. A fun fact, actually, my favorite part of the build is probably this bit here. I don't know why, something about this just find appealing. Obviously I haven't finished decorating it because I don't know what I'm going to do on this side yet. But just this wall itself, I just like this pattern. I think it's very nice. And you come in, the interior is not done, but you'll notice this thing here. This is really just to cover up the farm. So the only usable bit of the interior is the side entrance. But here you come in and use the farm, which I tried covering up. Basically just to hide the farm really. But I think it really matches. Now the roof itself, I tried to go as spiky as possible if you couldn't notice. I used pale oak fences with an end rod and glass panes. I used the same spikes I did up there. But yeah, I feel like it turned out quite nice. Again, it's just meant to be like a complementary piece that just stands out in the background. This bit isn't done yet. Now, I'm just gonna do this. Just gonna do an update on my life really. Episode 4 came out and it did really well. I got 600 views for that, and I was not expecting that because my previous ones were getting 50 to 100. So that has made me really happy. But yeah, I'm really liking the support. This motivated me to keep doing this. But this episode isn't going to be as intense as last episode. The main reason why is I am obviously still in education, right? So it's starting to get towards exam season. So next week I do have exams. So obviously I'm going to be studying for those. And that means I am not going to be playing Minecraft as much. But I hope you like the build so far. This was literally just me in the past 30 minutes. I was kind of trying to turn my brain off. So I just built this. This episode isn't going to be as intense. Sorry if that disappoints anybody, but it kind of is about priorities. This is more of a hobby for me. Something I want to look back on and be happy about. I don't want to like overwork this and then forget about other things in my life. So right now I'm putting the priority on my education. So, come over here. Obviously, the tower's not here. I promise you, I am still planning it out. It's been quite challenging, but I'm planning it out slowly. Now I've decided I'm flying between my bases quite a lot, and that is a bit annoying. So I've decided I kind of want this to be where I live, and I want to build a mega storage room, like a big storage room, right? So I thought, why not just build it here underground? Because mobs can't spawn, and I have a perfect platform to build a hole into. So I've started, as you can see, I've started mining, but I'm on an island, so there's a lot of water. That's a bit annoying, but it's okay. Oh yeah, also, forgot about this. I made this farm. Actually took me a lot longer than I intended. Mostly because of having to travel by boat. But anyway, so it works by just turning this campfire on, does damage. You splash potion of infestation. Yeah, and silverfish will spawn, come down here, kill them, get XP. And that's the reason why I put an XP farm here, is because obviously while I'm here, this drains a lot of durability. So I need something to fix that instead of flying all the way to the end, going to my Enderman farm. So yeah, that was meant to be a small project, turned into a quite bigger project, but it's okay. I need to build something now to cover this up, so that's probably what we're going to do next. I do want to sort the storage room out, because this just makes me stressed, you know? But yeah, I am right now this week just playing Minecraft as a way to like take a break, you know? So let's discuss the plan. On my last survival world, I had a storage system that looked like this. I really like this storage system, and so I want to bring it back to this world, but I also want to show my growth as a builder. This storage system is underground, meaning it's perfect for our mushroom island. However, I will have to do a lot of mining and resource gathering. Before I do that, I want to give a bit of context to this build. I built this storage system a few years ago based on the streamer called Linksy, and so the layout itself is credited to him. The photo you saw was actually a screenshot from my old survival world, which doesn't exist anymore. But anyway, enjoy the resource gathering. Since I finally have enough materials, I can start building. Okay, so the hallway is finished, and I'm actually really proud of it. Here it is. I've tried adding as much detail as I can, as many shapes, while also trying to keep it quite easy to fly through. As you can see, fly through it with a lot of ease. So originally I started with the floor with basalt, and I thought the basalt looks really well with deep slate, cobbled deep slate. So I tried making this arch. I'll show you the inspiration that I used. It was from here actually. If you guys remember, I said this was my favorite part of the build. So I thought I want to bring it over here. Now, when I came in here, I started building this bit, and I thought I needed some light. So I used these end rods, which are really easy to break apparently. And then I'm really liking using Skook behind, like as a window, but darkness, where obviously there's stone behind there, so there's nothing to see. But Skook kind of just makes it feel like there's a void out there. There is still more detailing over here, and the tunnel itself also needs work, which is what I'm planning to do next. But anyway, since I did this, I thought it's getting a bit too dark. I wanted a bit of a pop of color, right? So I decided to go with copper. I thought it contrasts quite well, and it will also allow me to use frog lights while blending in. So I used copper and the warped wood, and I carried it on, trying not to ruin the shape of the arch. And then at the top I've got Skook again on top of bamboo, just again to add a bit of a contrasting color, like how I have it over there. That might change though, but I would say I am really pleased with this. Like, just walking through here, I am like I'm very proud of this. You know, I think I've stepped up quite a lot from the last time I've built this base. I think my previous ones were just pillars in a line. Now I have the tunnel. right? And I really don't know how I want to do this. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a lighter color, but have a lot of dark details on the wall. But yeah, I really need to figure out what I'm doing with all of this. I might use copper golems. Don't count me on that because it is way above my pay grade. I'm not that great at anything mechanical. To be honest with you guys, this is the third time like I'm recording this. So episode 5 came out a few days ago. It's actually quite insane. It's at 2,000 views right now. To think that 2 weeks ago I was getting 100 views. I'm like shocked. I woke up like the next day after the episode came out, and it was doing okay. It was slowly going up to like the expected 100. But when I woke up, it had like skyrocketed up, and I had a bunch of notifications. Yeah, I jumped out of bed very happy. Yeah, it was a surprise. But I'm really glad it like went so well, and I got a lot of support on that video, and it made my day, and I'm really grateful for all the support. And I'm also grateful that I'm able to just like bring content to you guys. I think I'm figuring out this whole process of making the video. It's a lot less unorganized. I feel like I know what I'm doing a bit more. I also got a lot of feedback as well, which was really helpful. I'm also very grateful for that. So I definitely know what things to improve on. I just want to say thank you, really. So a few days ago, I realized that I have a name very similar to another content creator who makes very similar videos to me. So I got quite unlucky there. But yeah, and I didn't really know what to do because I had just changed my name to Bino on my YouTube channel. So I can't change it again on Minecraft as well for like a few weeks at minimum. And I got a comment that was basically letting me know, even if it wasn't the nicest way to do it, that just letting me know that I have a name very similar to somebody else. I only really see one way to fix this situation, because I don't want to cause any issues for that person, and I don't want to cause any issues for me in the future, right? The only really thing I can do is if I change my name, which is obviously a bit annoying, but it is what it is because I am coming in after them. So it won't do good for either of us, especially me because I'm quite small. I will change my name. So I am grateful to that person who commented it because they made me realize it is like an issue. I didn't know what to do about it, right? But the comment made it clear that there's nothing I can do except from change my name. And it's better to get it done now, you know, before, you know, if in the future I get a bit bigger, it's easier to do it while I'm a small creator rather than doing it in the future. I think it's the best decision. But anyway, I'm going to keep working on this. You can kind of see the vibe I'm going for with the columns here. And hopefully it looks good in the end. Enjoy the cinematic. This started as something really simple, just a hole down to my storage room. But I know I'm going to be using this entrance a lot. And if I'm going to come here all the time, I want it to be somewhere I actually enjoy visiting. I wanted to really think about how the space feels as you move through it, keeping it bright while also adding gothic windows and letting the shapes pull your eyes all the way down. This makes the journey feel intentional. Little builds like this don't always stand out straight away, but they're the ones you end up appreciating the most. So as you can see behind me, the tunnel is finished, and this is what it looks like. I am very happy with it. I think it really portrays that like vibe I'm trying to go for. You can see I went with... Oh, I'm falling. You can see I went with diorite, calcite, concrete powder, as I did with the cathedral. Again, I kind of wanted to match it. And in here, I don't want it to be too dark because it's going to be my storage room, right? So I want to be able to see what I'm looking for. So I'm trying to make it a little bit brighter. Yeah, then I used some end rods. I really liked how the end rods looked here. So I added them over here as well. Use the copper rod, which are actually, I think they look really nice. And I'm waiting for them to turn blue, which will probably take a long time, but then I think it'll look even nicer. You can see there's a few candles missing. That's just, I don't have any candles. I'll probably go to one of those trial chambers and grab a few more candles. So I wanna address the name change. I've changed my name to Lehmo. I like the name. It can go short for Lem, but Lehmo, like a lemon, like a lemon. You know, I I want it to be more, I want it to be food related, right? And I want it to be kind of memorable and a bit silly. So Lehmo, or lemon, or lem, I don't really mind. But yeah, that's the name I've chose. Anyway, back to the build. You'll notice that on the build I'm using these windows. Those are the same as they are on the Cathedral. And I just wanted to add as much detail as possible, right? So when you fly in, you kind of just fly past all that detail, and it's just pleasant, even if it's a little bit overwhelming, just pleasant to look at. Especially every time I go get my chests, I wanted to have like a nice experience, you know. Then all my chests will be here, and I am really happy with this. Just the whole process of leaving and entering this tunnel. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this world, actually, which is surprising because it hasn't taken me that much time compared to like the other builds. But this whole area is my favorite, which is, I'm sorry for the other village, but yeah, it's been outdone. Also, I just want to say thank you for the feedback. I've been getting a lot of feedback on the last video, and I want to start implementing them in the next video, because obviously I've already recorded everything, but I am started implementing some of the feedback now. But I'm excited. Like, for example, someone said to change my FOV, which I didn't even think about. Like, my FOV is at 90 right now, which is not perfect for a cinematic shot. So I'm just gonna play around with things. There's a lot of things that I want to change, right? I want to improve the quality. I just flew straight into that tree of these videos, right? Please do give me any feedback that you have, because genuinely it is helpful. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for the feedback. But yeah, I do think that's going to be the end of this episode. I am very happy with how our progress is going. Next week will probably be more thought out, because this episode I didn't really plan it out that much, because obviously I had other things to be doing. But by the time I'm recording this part of the video, I've finished most of those, so I can start planning out what I'm going to do for next episode. But I'm actually really happy with everything we've done this episode. Like, we've built this, and I might just stand here and look at it for a bit, you know. I personally am in love, but this is the vibe I want to go for throughout our underground base. Anyway, thank you for watching. Comment any improvements, comment anything you want to talk about. I respond to everybody. But yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'll see you next time.